G'day champions, rightio. So we're going to kick off another performance video for you today. So what we're going to do is, I ordered one of them Mace insulation kits. It's like a plate that goes in between the supercharger and the intake manifold. So I'm going to show you how to change that and put that on. And the other thing I'm going to do is, what's going on with the car is it's blown a intake manifold gasket, and the intake manifold gasket is making it run lean, and it's just losing boost pressure. And I'm going to show you how to tell if your car has that problem as well. And so the thing is, so I'm just fixing the intake manifold, and I thought, why not? I'll put that Mace insulator kit on it and see how that goes. So yeah, cool. All right, let's get into it. First I'll show you the kit, so what I got and what comes in it. Right, so this is the intake manifold gasket set that I got. Now, that's the part number. They sell different ones, right? But so this is just the intake manifold gasket. This isn't the supercharger gasket. So there's a supercharger, and then in between it is a gasket that goes between the manifold. You don't need that because we're going to put this insulator on it, okay? So this is just for strictly between the cylinder heads and the intake manifold. That's what this is, and there's got a couple other shit in there. Anyway, so this is the plate that's going to go between the supercharger and the intake manifold. So the idea is it doesn't absorb heat, so it keeps the supercharger cool. Yeah. So yeah, you don't need a gasket, so you don't need that. That's why I only got this one. This is a cheaper option. Right. So it comes with longer bolts for the spacer. Also comes with like extensions for the fuel injectors. Okay. And this is going to be the new gasket. This is what you put on either side of that plate. Yeah. Righto. First thing I'm going to do is take off this intake pipe. Just want to get everything out of the way so we can see what we're doing. Get these belts off now. So yeah, we're just making room for, basically this has got to come off, okay? So we're going to get the alternator out of the way, maybe pull this out of the way. Okay. Do the alternator now. So the other thing I will do, I'll take the negative battery terminal off. I'll disconnect the battery, because this power lead at the back's it's direct power, so if you hit that to the ground or the body, you can have drama. free. Just take that clean off. Right. Suppose I might just leave that on and pull it off and put it over to the side. Okay, so this fuel line just come up. So there's 4 bolts to just hold this fuel rail on. I'm going to try and just take that off without disconnecting it because I don't have the tool for it. Right, on top. Okay, so they're all loose. It's just sitting on the injectors now. Okay. One vacuum hose on the fuel reg. Okay, so that's off out of the way. Oop. So that plate, that spacer goes in between here and there. Sits between that. It's going to lift this up higher. Okay. Alright, so these next 4. So it looks like there's just 4 on each side that hold the supercharger down. One is back here. Alright, had to make something to get this thing to work. From 1/4 to 3/8. So yeah, down the back here, right there, that's where you need to be. Pain to get to. Yeah, that's the last one. So by rights, that should be it. Oh, one more at the back. Okay, so there's one more at the back, right on the back of this side. Alright, so that's how it looks like it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I've got them. So there shouldn't be anything else holding this thing down. Shouldn't be. Yeah, one right on the front. Yeah. One right here. Long one. There's a vacuum line over here. That'll be for your AC controls, I would say. Okay, the other one is there's a vacuum hose that goes to the brake booster. That's it there. So that's brake booster hose. That's sitting on the back of the intake there. So my plan is just to lift it up and just pull it over here, out of the way. Two more vacuum hoses down there. Let's get it. Cool. Alright. Nothing else holding it, so it's pretty good to be moved. Okay. What I'll do is I'm going to flip it over so we can see underneath. Okay. There you go. So this is funny, but so right before when I got the plate, I'd actually looked online and seen that see them O-rings in the back there, the yellow O-rings. I weren't sure what they were for, but on here they're blocked off. They're nothing to worry about. So that's cool. We can ignore that. Because I already knew about the O-rings, them yellow ones, apparently they're for something. But then with this plate, there's nothing there. So they obviously just block it off, sit on top. So that's cool. Okay, so the gaskets that I believe are stuffed are the ones that are in here. So this manifold's going to come off, and there'll be a plate like that on either side. So that's what we've got to get off. Yeah. Now's probably a really good time too if you wanted to change that hose, because you can get to it a bit free, you know. Okay, one at the back here and one there. These are all 10mm bolts too. And it looks like all of them have got Loctite on them. I don't know if you can see that. They've all got like a red tinge, something on the end of the thread. It probably wouldn't hurt to put it back. One more there. Another one on the front. So you've got two in this back corner, two in this back corner. Yep, another one on the front. So there's, on each corner of the manifold, there's two. Just remember that. One there. One there. That should be it. Yep. Something on the front. So what looks like holding it now is this here. I've never seen that before. So this is what's left over. Maybe if I get that out. I've never seen this before. Never come across it. 13 mil. Okay, so to get this section here out of the manifold, we've got to pull this off. But to do that, we're going to take this off, this first heater hose there. Alright. $17mm spanner. Whoops. Yeah. So 3 17mm nuts, and then it looks like this slides out. Okay. There we go. I'm going to lose some coolant. Slide a bucket under that. An O-ring, might have to replace that. Okay. So now, by the looks, righto, so these next ones are 15s. Good. So it's 2 bolts. 2 bolts, a few nuts. And don't forget there's an earth lead on there as well that needs to go back on. Okay. Okay, so while that's bouncing around, I'm just trying to slide this out. So remember, all I'm trying to do is that. Just get this out of here. Okay. So they can just sit there for now. What's going on here? So there's something at the back, Holden, and I believe it's the, so this radiator line that comes back here, it seems like it's bolted to the back of the manifold. So feels like a 10mm bolt. Yep. Okay, there she is. So that was holding that on. Something else is caught. I have to go around here. Okay. Oh yeah, so that 10mm bolt that you just missed out on, I'll show you. Okay. There was a 10mm bolt in this, right, that bolted onto the back of the manifold. So don't forget that. So now that I'm in here, a bit of water. So really you should be dropping the coolant before you do this, because obviously the coolant that's running in the manifold, it's now spilt in here, right? So I'll have to drop the engine oil later before we start it. But here's another thing, here's a water jacket. Look at the mud that's in there, you know? That's overdue. I'm gonna have to get that a good clean out inside a water jacket, you know? Okay, so this is what we're working with now. See, this is my old gaskets here. So what goes on is, because they're made of plastic, they crack and then they leak, you know. These are water jackets, but look how that's bowed, just falling apart, you know. I can't really see any, like look at all this, that's just been hot and melted, you know, made of plastic. This spot there. You know what I mean? Like it's easy for this thing to fail, really. Now, this might be a Mace that sell the Insulator. They also sell metal gaskets here, but I only found out about that after I bought the new one. So I'm still going to run these new ones that I already bought, and then yeah, we'll go from there. But let's flip her over and have a look. Get these off. Looks like a bit of silicone was on that. Alright. Just giving it a hit with degreaser. Okay. With the water temp sensor. Look at that in there. Like chips out of it. I don't know how that's happened. These would have been the factory gaskets that would have been on there too. Okay, so I just had a look around the shed and I found this tool here from Bunnings. So I just put that little end on it. It's a bit of, it's not too hard, you know, and it's got a bit of grip there. So what it'll do is it'll just clean all the shit off the intake there, see? And we've got some throttle body cleaner, so I'm going to give that a hit too. Yeah. So I'll just do it in sections because I don't know how this tool's going to go. I've never used it before. You know what I mean? So I'll give it a hit with the throttle body cleaner, turn her on, wind her up. Probably not that good, to be honest. I'll have to get the proper tool. That's what I'll need to do. Or get something with a bit more go in it, I think. It seems to be just blowing this. Look, it's all falling apart. See? Can't have that. That's crap. Remember, I'm not a mechanic. I'm an auto licky, so I don't really have all this stuff sitting around in the shed. Okay, so this is another cool trick. Use a razor blade. It's probably better than that, to be honest. Look at that. Well, razor blade works a trick. And the best part about the razor blade too is it's flat, so you know that, you know, as long as you go on it for a fair while, the surface you're going to end up with it will be flat. You know, you can see it all coming off. You can still see the stains on it, but you know, this isn't a NASCAR. I'm doing this in my shed, so I think I'm doing pretty good.
Got nut from.
You know, like you look at that, compare it to that. See, razor blade and a bit of throttle body cleaning, you're laughing. So it looks like they put silicone on here too, so I'll remember to put a bit of that on in that spot. I think that turned out pretty good actually. You know, it's alright. Pretty big gasket's got to go between them, you know, so it's not too bad. I think the idea is just not to make it rough, just to make it a smooth surface again. Okay. So I'm just peeling off all the old gasket. See this? This is the old Supercharger gasket. Well, now we don't need that anymore. You don't need to put a new one on because of that insulator plate. Okay, so one of the other things with this Mace insulator is now there's nothing about the dowels. Okay, so like these dowels, they can come out. They don't need to be there. It's on the instructions too when you buy that box. When you buy that. Pretty easy to get out. Righto. I should be using a whizzer for all this, you know, but you can't do what you can't got. So this is what we've got to work with, you know, a razor blade. But before whizzers were around, people used razor blades, you know, so I'm not doing nothing that hadn't been done before. This is what all you got in your shed, and you know, I'm going to prove that this works. It's starting to come up pretty good. Looks pretty good. Just need to sort this out now. I'm going to put a new thermostat in it. Oh, just also take note of how that come out too. So you want to have that side down and make sure you put the new one back in the same way. So yeah, that side goes into the manifold like that. If you stuff that up, there goes your motor. She's going to cook. I'll just clean this gasket up. Looking pretty good. Okay. So now the underside. I want to clean with a wipe with a clean rag. Okay. See all the stuff that comes off it. Alright. That looks pretty shit, but it's... I'll clean this a bit harder. It's pretty good. The important thing is it's flat, you know? Cool. Right, next step. I'm going to throw a rag across here so nothing goes down inside the engine. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with that razor blade. Clean all through here.
So you'll feel with the razor blade how rough the surface is, and you know you'll be able to tell at the end when you're just about done, because it'll be smooth. No? So those injector holes, they're actually in the head, where their injectors sit inside the heads here. That's pretty cool. So this side's looking like $1 million compared to that other side actually. Looking really good. Cool. Okay, the surface on the front as well that needs to be done. time you put any gaskets on it. Okay? Right, so these gaskets here, oh, they're seals really. What they do is they stop the oil splashing around here in the valley going out underneath the manifold and out. So you've got a black section and a red. I'm going to do the back one first. So you put the black to the back of the engine. So you slip it down here, right, and then it slips in two holes. See the little studs? So they fall in two little holes there, locating studs. Right, so that's that one. Now the front one, same deal. The black goes on the outside, like that. Boom. Okay, so that's it in. Now before I put that manifold on, I'm going to put a bit of silicone glue on there, just to lock it in, you know, on both of them. Now these gaskets here. Alright, here's the next gasket. Now, see how you got at one end they're straight up and down, like that, straight up and down, and the other end they're sort of off center on the end. So on the left hand side of the vehicle, the off center one's got the front, and the straight up and down got the back. Okay, now it doesn't matter, well, it doesn't matter. There's a little locating pin actually. Okay, so that's that one there, look. Okay, so there's two, when you get these gaskets, there's two little locators, like that, and that'll tell you which side it goes on. You can't stuff it up. Right, so they sit there, all good. Same as this one, see them little pins, them little tags, they slip in these holes, bang bang. Okay, it sits there like that. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of that silicone stuff here, right in the corner, because if oil was going to get out, it'd be getting out in them corners, see? So that's what I'll do next. Alright, so you see what I'm doing? Just roll that end up. So you're making it pretty flat. And you just roll it. See that? That's a go. Right. Don't need a hell of a lot. Just want it in the corners. Okay, cool. I'll keep that. Okay, now we're going to drop this girl on. That like a glove. Yep, easy as that. Okay. Now, first things first, we'll start putting all them back in. I reckon. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll plug that sensor in. So that water temp sensor down the back here. Right, plug that in first, because that was the last thing I did. Okay. Yep. Also, there was that 10mm bolt there. I believe it's this one. That one here. It's good to put everything back in the way you pulled it out, so that way you don't forget nothing. Could you imagine if we got the supercharger back on and this had to go back in? Stuff that. Right. Okay, yep. So we're just doing up that 10mm bolt that's back here, holding up the support for the radiator pipe. This fella clicks in here. Cool. Next step. I like to set all the bolts in first before I do them up. I was going to put Loctite on them because these look like they had Loctite on them, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to do them up. So here we go. What am I missing my bolt? Remember there's 2 in each corner, so 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and then 2 there. And then 2 in the center. Just going to nip them up with this. Doing up my hand, I'd say. Yep, that looks pretty good. Oh, should do it. All aluminium.
There you go, fam. Oh. What a fucking idiot. Right. There you go, fellas. Anyway, so had a bit of drama. So far with the pulling it all off and that, there was a section with the heater like setup they got on the front there. It's got this weird heater hose that runs into the manifold and then down around the side. So I had to pull the piping out, and there's an O-ring on that. So you got to include that O-ring to be changed. Meanwhile, I've gone into doing this. I've got no idea what I'm doing. I'm going in blind. You know what I mean? I've never seen anyone do this. That's why I'm doing it, so you can know how to do it and see how to do it pretty easy. Yeah. So anyway, there's some O-rings on the heater hoses, but it looks like out of that gasket set that I showed you at the start, it looks like there's 2 O-rings in that might be right. Okay, so just a couple of things I want to show you. Yeah, so comes with the gasket for the thermostat. That's good because we're going to change that. I just raced down to Super Cheap and got one. Right. All right. So now the factory one that comes from Holden, right? That they put in the cars from when they're built or whatever. I believe it's a 91 degree. That's the temperature, 91 degrees, where it opens up and starts letting the flow. Okay. Now, I bought this ages ago. I bought it's Mace, like that Mace Engineering. They sell a thermostat that's 82 degrees. So it comes on 10 degrees or 9 degrees earlier than what the factory one does. I personally think that the 82 degree one's probably not a good idea. The idea is this is why they sell it. They sell it because it keeps the engine temperature lower. So because you know how the intake runs basically through the engine, like the Supercharger is bolted to it. The idea is with the 82 degree, the engine's cooler, so the air coming in is cooler. You make more power. Yeah, it might make more power, yes, but it might also fly apart pretty easy as well. You know, like the idea is they have to be running at a certain like running temperature, which I believe is 91 degrees. So what I did was when I went to Super Cheap, I got this high flow thermostat. Right, so at the end of this video too, I'm going to write down everything, all the parts and stuff you need to do this whole job. But so far it looks like I'll be able to get it done tonight, which is cool. And then I'll have the video up for you as soon as that's done. Okay, so yeah, this is the thermostat, high flow, 91 degrees. Make sure it's 91. This is what I believe anyway. If Mace might somehow explain to me why the 82 is better, but I can see it running in too low of temperature being dangerous for the engine. That's what I can see, you know. So yeah, I'll chuck this in and we'll keep going, eh? It's a beautiful night. Right, yeah, the other thing I was going to show you. Yeah, in that gasket set that I showed you at the start of the video, it comes with this, right? See them O-rings? That looks like the ones that are on them pipes that I had to get. So fingers crossed, that's them, and we'll be able to find out soon when I'm doing that part of the job. So that'll be cool. Yeah, all right. That's what I want to show you. All right. So we're gonna get the new one. So here's the old one, right? I didn't get a new one of these gaskets, like this rubber thing around it, so I'm gonna have to use the old one for that. Yeah. I'm gonna put that rubber seal around it. It feels pretty good too anyway, like it's not brittle or nothing like that. So it's good for a bit longer. Yep. And just remember, like, how they come out is how you put them back in. And it's normally, so this bottom section, that drops down into it. Because what happens is, see, the engine, so this side is going to be hot, okay? And then the coolant coming out of this is going to be cool. Okay, so the hot, this part here, this heats up, right? And then what happens is that little brown part there, it comes down, right? And then opens up the hole at the top. So it slides down when it gets hot, and then opens it up. Right, so you got to make sure that that part is down in this here. You drop him down in there. That. He wants to go in. That's him.
Some people might want to use goo. I'm not really. I'm just going to put the plate on. Be right. Fingers crossed doesn't give me any dramas later on. Pretty good. Right, this next section, this has got to go back in. Just sort that out. So, see there's an O-ring on here that come out. I believe I've got a new one. Because in case I don't have a new one, I have to figure out what I'm doing. So I'm going to put it back on. It's in pretty bad shape. Old Permaseal coming up through with the goods. Have a look at this. Bang on. That's her. Got to be happy with that. Rag. Just clean out the hole as well. New one. Yeah. Where's the other one? I think there was two. Here, there's the other one there. Okay. Hopefully we have an O-ring for that too. What I will do. I'm going to spray this O-ring with a bit of oil. So that oil is any kind of silicone spray would do, but that's meant for my aircon hoses, so you know, it's meant for O-rings anyway. Look at that, straight in. That's awesome. Weird, this thing. Yes, that's right. So two bolts that were holding this thing in, like long ones with a stud on it, like that. There's two of them. Okay. One here. too flash. Okay. Look at that. That's the same. Permaseal coming through with the goods. Rag cleaner. Fits pretty good. Clean out the housing. Give that O-ring a spray. Okay, so what I did wrong before was, so there's only two with the studs on them, and I put the top one up here. That one's supposed to go down there, so you leave the top one empty for another bolt. pulley, that's for the bottom of the alternator. So yeah, leave that off. Leave that one out. Right. That's the GO. here, right? So you put a nut on. Okay, so that's going to tighten up that water jacket. And these nuts are 17. So that little bolt stud was a 15 mil. Now the nuts are 17. Yeah, cool. Now that earth lead, see? You gotta make sure you put that on. Very important. Okay, then the other nut. Righto. That's all on, good. Righto. Yeah, so okay, that was a bit of a mission. Wasn't too bad though. Now the next step, we're going to put this supercharger plate on, right? So like I said before, you don't need any of the gasket, like the ones that I pulled off. Okay, so the idea that Mace do is you just put that goo all over this and then sit it down. So you pull the dowels out of the manifold that we already did. We did that before. Yeah, okay, and here's the little notes that they give you on here, right? It's a supercharger to be torqued down to 14 Newton meters, blah blah blah. You just do it with your fucking hand. But it also says remove dowels, and so we done that. That's all good. The biggest thing I think to look out for is just at the back, got all them vacuum lines. So we've got to keep an eye on that and make sure we put them back in the right spot and make sure they're not stuffed. Because you get vacuum leaks, it's just going to give you drama. That's what we had before. That's what all this drama was about. And you know what I forgot to show you at the start of this video? I was supposed to show you how to tell if your intake manifold gasket's leaking. And well, what you do is, while the engine's running, while it's idling, you just get a can of like air start and you spray it along where that gasket is that I showed you. You spray it along there, and you'll see if the engine starts, it might change revs or it might, like, you know, do a bit of a hiccup. That's normally a good indication that your intake manifolds are stuffed. But what are the symptoms though? So what was going on was, the first noticed it, obviously because I went to jail and then it was sitting for so long. When I got out, took it for a drive, so I'd be sitting on 100 kilometers an hour on the highway, and I'd put the cruise control on, boom, and it wouldn't stay in top gear. It would kick down and go bah, and then rev real hard, you know. And then yeah, so that was one thing. And then when I was doing 80 k's an hour and put the cruise control on, it kept going in between top and low, like going, you know what I mean? And I was like, I think this gearbox might need a service, you know. But the gearbox oil was clean as. But then I did that trick where I sprayed along it, and then I seen the engine do that little hiccup. Yeah, so that gave me a good indication that that's stuff. And so the reason why I'm putting them two together, like the cruise control issue and the hiccup, so if you're cruising along, right, and you have a manifold leak, it's not going to be running right. The fuel system's not going to be running efficiently, and it's going to be losing power. So trying to put itself in cruise control, it's trying to keep the power at a certain rate, and it can't do it because of that vacuum leak. So it's you know what I mean? And yeah, so hopefully this fixes that. But yeah, that's what you do. So anyway, we're going to put this plate on now. We're just going to take the sticker off, and we'll get stuck into it. Okay, so before I started this job, I thought there was something strange about, see that there, where those little O-ring seats are? So the car had these yellow O-rings in them, right? and I thought they might have been for something like some kind of like breather from the manifold to the supercharger, right? These are the old O-rings. Okay, now they were sitting in there like that, and I was thinking that yeah, it's got, you know, some kind of channel like it goes through, but it doesn't. The supercharger, there's nothing to it, so it's literally just, it blanks them off. I didn't get any new ones. I'm just still using the old ones, okay, but I'm just going to put the goo on, so really it shouldn't be an issue, okay, because I was a bit spun out because what the go is, right? So you look at that. When I was sent the manifold plate, I seen it had no holes there. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? But yeah, so it just sits on over the top. Okay, sits on like that. Bang, and so yeah, it just blanks them off. So that's good. That's all good. So I'm just going to use them same old ones because they still protrude out. They still look like they're working good. There shouldn't be an issue. Okay, and this hole here, that hole, it's some weird hole that goes like from the back as well. So don't worry about that. That's nothing. Okay. Yep. Right. Okay, my bench looks like a bit of a bomb sight went off on it, but don't worry about that. One of these might not be enough. I just want to spread it all around. Okay, something like that should be good. I'm just trying to make it really thin around the hole where the supercharger goes, because obviously when I compress it, it's going to, you know, squish out, and I don't want too much to go inside. I want it to go the other way. That sort of makes sense. Okay.
let's drop her on. What I will do, I'll just clean out that little hole there. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yes, you want to make sure you do it the right way first too. So the reason, the way I knew was, see how this, the top section, there's one that's further at the back. Well, if you look at the engine, the one that's at the further at the back is on the left hand side. So you flip it over, and drop it on. Something like that. Okay. Easy done. Move one forward. Hit that. Fuck. Okay, we've got an issue, and the issue is this plate here, the one that I bolted onto the back that holds the coolant piping, is pushing up against it. Look at that. I believe. Okay. Cool. Very nice. Right, let's get this off the supercharger. Bring it up later. See, that's them where them O-rings sat before, see? So they don't actually do anything. So, yeah, that's what I was worried about. When I seen them O-rings, I was thinking, what are they for? Thought they might have been for some Venturis or something. I don't know. I'm going to try and get this off in one piece, or as close to as possible. Ooh.
Right. Looks pretty good, feels pretty good. Right. Okay. This should be pretty good. I'm gonna try and keep it out of the way of them holes. Especially that one. Right. Yeah, the idea is that just drops on. And Mace give us some extensions, bolt extensions. It's a bit longer. These are Allen key heads, but flash. A couple of spring washers would have been good, but no, missed that. Okay. Alright. Now it's going to flip up and straight on. off. Fuck's sake, look at this. What the fuck's going on? Right. Now in the pack, there's one black one. I'm assuming the black one's the longest one. Yep. So that's going to be that one on the front. Where's that? What the fuck's it hitting? Yep. Okay. So that's not all the way down. Shit. Okay. Okay. Big one back there. Right. Alright, so I'm going to put this back on. Just getting these vacuum lines on. Bit of a bitch, to be honest. Okay. Right. Fuck. Cool. We got them on. All them vacuum lines. They're a bit of a pain in here. Just take note of how they come off. I didn't, but it seems like they're in the right spot now. Yeah. A little pain actually. So the next thing that Mace give you is a set of spacers, like the extensions for the fuel rail. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, so these go in between there and here. You know what I mean? So like that spacer will go there, in between them.
Right. Okay. So it goes like that, see? Boom. Goes in like that. Now we'll put this back in. Righto. See the difference? Righto. Locked on. So I'm just going to do that to all 6. Okay, so we've got these vacuum line for brake booster. Sits on back here. There's that one, and there's this one here. Now this is for the vacuum controls on the vent control, sorry. Vacuum operated. And that's up there, just here. Okay, they're on. Run this harness back across. Two, 4. Cool. So have a go at this. Before, when I was pulling them injectors off, one of the O-rings went flying. I couldn't find it, and yeah, pulled the battery out, put the battery out. Looked around here for like an hour. I couldn't find nothing. First thing I thought was, you know what? Women are always good at finding out shit. I might as well go get me woman. And I went and got her, and bang, yeah, she found it. So that was cool. So we're back on. I believe it's just the injectors now, so I'll put them spacers on, they're good to go. I'm just going to slip them in, bolt her all up, put the alternator on, and then, so obviously because we've put a big spacer on it, right, the supercharger pulley is going to be higher than it was, so we need a longer belt. But lucky when I put that 10 psi pulley on, right, it's a smaller pulley than the standard one. I kept the old belt. So you know what I mean? So because the old pulley was bigger, the belt had to be bigger. So fingers crossed, the standard belt will work on this with a 10 psi pulley. If you know what I mean? So the 25mm spacer, the smaller pulley, the 10 psi one, and the standard original belt should work, hopefully. So, you know what, we'll get back into it. So yeah, see how I got all the spacers on? That's pretty cool. Yeah. This just slides in like this. I think it's a bit fiddly getting out actually. Wow. Keep that on. Make sure they all stay on. This seems to be sliding off. Okay.
be alright. Go. Now. So in that kit comes some spacers and longer bolts. Step, put the alternator back on. Really don't think this is that bad of a job, to be honest. I've had a lot worse, mate, you know. Ooh, hang on. Back in. Plug the injectors back in and the two sensors and the motor on the top there. Very nice. These ones are in. A little short up in there. Still does, so that looks good.
So yeah, when I bought this car, right, it come with a Mace kit for the 10 psi pulley. Okay, so now, so I didn't know about Mace or anything like that. They're the mobs that sell all the parts for these, right? I just got given the car. Well, I bought the car and then the kit come with it. Now in the kit, Mace give you a belt that is 6PK 1735. That's for the 10 psi pulley. So because it's a smaller pulley, they got to put a smaller belt on. Okay, so I believe this was the belt I pulled off of the car when I first got it, and it is a 1755. So 6PK 1755. So you want to use that, right? Well, I'm going to try anyway. Hopefully, an extra 20 mil. Hopefully, an extra 20 mil on this should make this work. So let's give it a whirl. Assuming it goes like this. Just too big. Slip it on anyway. I'll still be able to drive and give me another one, you know? Maybe it doesn't like that. Just like this. Up around. And come back too like that. Oh yeah. No, let's go something like that. We might be right then. Well, look at that. Oof. It's awesome. Straight on. So, ooh, 1775. 1755. There you go. Right. Okay, so we need to put water in here. We need to top that up with water. I'm just going to do straight out of the garden tap for now because it needs to be flushed. But I just want to get it to a running state, you know, so I can show you. I think that's my goal at the moment. That'll be awesome. Get it to drive. Righto. So yeah, the two things I need to do is just prime the fuel, which is pretty easy to do. I'll show you how to do that. And then, yeah, we just need to fill this up. Okay, might have to do that while it's running.
go. So the trick to prime the fuel is you turn the key on, and you'll hear the fuel tank go bzzz, right? And then to just do that a fair few times, like maybe I'm going to do it 3 times, right? And that should be enough to start it. I'm going to start it, and then I'm just going to keep an eye on that radiator coolant, and then yeah, it should be sweet. I can't really hear it over the rain, but just turn the key on and off and it should prime the fuel pump. I'll start him up now. Definitely a smoother idle, that's for sure. Fucking go. Woo! Cool. I hope you liked the video. This is how to put the Mace insulator, that 25mm. Probably some points to talk about. So, you know, it was good that I got that Permaseal gasket kit, because in there came them 2 O-rings I had no idea about. So that was in that, so you should probably get that one. Oh, the other thing with that seal kit, it must be for just the NA 6-cylinder ones as well, because it comes with gaskets for them and this, you know what I mean? So you're going to end up with them as spare. It also comes with a throttle body gasket as well. I'm going to keep that. I didn't pull the throttle body off, because I'm going to keep it, because I'm going to get one of them, you can put an LS1 throttle body on this. So yeah, like that gasket's good for that too. That gasket set, I should say. What else happened? Oh yeah, there was an issue with the O-ring that flew off the injector. You got to keep an eye on that. Use a pair of pliers or something like I did, and then just leave it about slow. Don't try and squeeze it too hard, you'll break the injector. What else? Oh yeah, so the belt. Now, the standard belt is a 6PK 1755. If you get that one, that will work with the 10 PSI pulley and the 25mm spacer. So yeah, 1755, that's the winner, which is the standard one. So yeah, keep your standard one before you go and doing anything. Seems to be idling pretty good. Let's check that coolant. I did all this in a day as well. Like I started at like 10 o'clock. It's pretty late now, but you know, you can do it in a day like I did. The thermostat. thermostat in it, but a 91 degree thermostat. So it's the same as the standard car, but it's just high flow. So it should help it cool quicker when you ride up it. It's not when the engine's being cold, like too cold, but when you doing skids and shit. Jack it up and get the bubbles out of it. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I see, like, it's an easy job. Like, you can do it at home yourself. I did it, with a razor blade. You don't need nothing fancy. Oh yeah, so next I'll have to get this on the dyno, get it back over to Cody. You can see, I think the last time it made 205 horsepower. But the whole time we were doing all that stuff at the start, I'm pretty sure it had a stuffed intake manifold gasket. So hopefully we fix that. It's not going to be running lean. Well, but then his little chart said it wasn't running lean, so we'll have to see how it goes now, especially with that spacer. So we'll see how much power that gave us. Yeah. All right. So yeah, the next thing is the dyno. I'm not going to go and do skids until I get a diff for it. So if any of you want to send me a diff or donate to me, and then I can buy the diff, that'd be cool. Because I want to put 411s in it. 411s and one of them true track exhaust. They're on eBay, they're like a couple of grand or something. You just bolt them in, and then I'll go and open it right up, It'll be a good tracker. So yeah. Alright, cool. Hope you liked the video anyway. Yeah, sweet. Hooroo, fellas.